We're going to go live now to Brighton and Hove, where we have the independent candidate that was chosen for the Hove and Portslade constituency, Tanushka Marah. Um, it's fantastic to see you on the show, and your selection in Brighton and Hove last week. There were 140 people there committed to this idea of standing an independent in Hove and Portslade. Why in Hove and Portslade? Is there a particular MP or any particular reason why you might want to choose that seat in particular?
It's Peter Kyle. Peter
Oh
Kyle
yeah,
is the Labour MP. And,
very very
and
good choice to stand against him. Yeah. So,
yeah,
um, can you tell us? Can you tell us about him and why you're standing? Why you wanted to stand as well?
I
We
wanted
don't
to.
have to talk about him if you don't want to forget it.
I was approached by different people. I love my work that I do as a theatre director, and I work with young people as well. I love my work. I've never had any ambition to be an MP, but it's been a long road of action, and being compelled to act and compelled to speak. And I've been using my theatre background to stage actions in a theatrical way and then write speeches. And then also writing articles and things like that. So I was approached because there was a long wish to put a candidate against Peter Kyle for quite a long time. Tusk, right at some Portslade and Hove socialists and ex-Labour candidates, um, have been looking for someone for a while, and also Queers for Palestine had started a campaign to put a candidate in. And so I was basically approached and asked, and an hour and a half after the deadline, I submitted a proposal because it just felt like a duty by that point to use those skills I have to voice what so many people are feeling, and for that voice to be part of the platform, and to hold
Yeah.
Peter Kyle and to hold Labour to account whilst they feel that they can breeze through the next election.
What you had 140 in the meeting. I mean, Brighton and Hove has a lot of activists in the Palestine solidarity campaign and movement generally. I mean, if everyone were to go and support you, it could be quite terrifying for Mr. Kyle, couldn't it?
That's the idea. That's the idea, to really put pressure and fear, and know that the people in his constituency do not agree with his silence and his view on Gaza, which just has been, it's just been lack of communication, a lack of care. And there are a lot of people. He doesn't represent the people of his constituency. It feels in this issue, it's really obvious. And there are a lot of young people, renters, activists, and there's a large Arab-speaking population in Portslade and Hove. It's the second most spoken language. And I think that's why I'm standing as well. I'm aware that my ethnicity, my father's from Bethlehem, my mum's from Jordan, and I just feel that there's a relatedness there that's really important, that in the Green Party, I don't think it will work in the same way. I myself vote for Caroline Lucas because I live in Pavilion, Brighton. So yeah, I think it's really important that people have someone they can relate to. My parents never voted until Corbyn. They never voted. I didn't grow up. I grew up in a political family in terms of the Middle East, but not here. And that's why it's very strange for me to be standing in a hustings in a very traditional English political situation. And I feel that I persuaded my parents to vote for Corbyn, and I feel I can persuade people who have a connection to the Middle East but not just the Middle East. It filters down to everything. If you care about justice, you care about the way people are treated here, and Labour just following the Tories on everything. So how can we have equality and fairness and a decent life with basic human rights and decent education, decent time for children growing up, if we don't have these principles at the core? And you can't fund a genocide, you can't support a genocide, you can't be complicit in a genocide and also believe in the basics and the fundamentals of equality here.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I think you're a fantastic candidate. And what's the next stage of your campaign? Having had this meeting last Sunday, is there another meeting coming up?
Yeah, I want to use my experience of building large companies in theatre, making the impossible happen. And I think the most important thing is that people feel included, people feel mobilized, people feel valued. So before forming the core team, I want to just open the doors and find everyone who wants to be involved, whether it's delivering a leaflet or being, the campaign manager. The idea is just to open the doors and make everyone feel that this is a movement that they are part of and valued in, no matter how much they want to be. So I'm planning that for Wednesday this week, to kind of keep the momentum going from the hustings, because it was an emotional and powerful moment, actually, which
Mm.
I really, for all of us, that democracy is back in our hands. I feel, yeah, so I just want to keep that going. We know that the ground beneath our feet is ours. On all the marches, on all the actions, there's a real feeling of empowerment. And so let's just take it to the next level and take democracy back into our hands. And that's what the next stage will be, is just opening it out to everyone who wants to be involved.
Right, I'm coming down. When's the next train? Right, okay.
They're really rubbish, the trains at the moment. Yeah, good luck.
Well, I'm really pleased to be able to speak to you on this, and I know Brighton and Hove is such a strong area of radical people who fight for justice and peace, and I just have great hope that you're going to make a big impression in this election, and hopefully, oh God, can you imagine if Peter Kyle's got his head in his hands at the end of the night? Thank you so much for coming on, and good luck. And
Thank you,
come on again.
Kristen. Thank you. I'd love to.